That's the Giants' 44-yard line.
Got it.
No score after one on EA Sports.
3 down, 3 down. Ready? 57, Mike 57. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous. Ready?
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Come on, QB, come on.
From the gun, Lawrence. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set, so everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory.
Let's go deep. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Fair, get it.
They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Harold Landry make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
1st down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. That's complete to Slayton. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Box truck. We got 3, fellas, we got 3. 58, right over there, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Here we go. 58's the Mike. 58.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. This will be caught by Brown.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry for Henry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. A big play that time for the Titans. 43 yards for an offense that has not found the end zone yet. That's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
It's caught. Humphreys. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So second and goal, and the big man Henry alone in the backfield. Second and 4. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And back at the 8 now. Third and goal. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Corey Davis, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Hard. Check how to go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to look deep for more. And got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Giants have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback. And it comes. The Titans offense set to begin the drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Watch the slant.
2nd and 6. They will find Davis. That's complete. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
60 Pittsburgh. Oh, you got deep? Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island.
On first down, Lawrence. He gives it to Humphreys. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Get ready.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. A gain of 3, second down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This from 44 yards out, left hash. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
New York set to take the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now a pass hauled in downfield. Touchdown, Giants. A big play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Throwing on 1st down, Lawrence. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Lorenzo Carter. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Complete. Smith has it. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He finds Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a 1st down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Back to throw. Lawrence. This one complete to Coleman. 8 yards there on a 1st down.
Let's go.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Again, it's Henry. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On first down, Henry. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Face mask. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Henry. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Pass caught left side by Humphries. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
From the gun on 3rd down. Lawrence. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
57. Mike, ready?
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. And there you go, nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They begin with Henry. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Back now in Nashville. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the 4th quarter. Back now in Nashville. It's Titan football here as they trail to begin the 4th quarter. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Lawrence. Completes it to Coleman. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And here we go. Under 10, under 10, 10. Shift, watch the shift. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard.
Pick 6, baby. Let's get this all day.
A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And they finally get to him as he's taken down. In for the sack, Deion Jones. Young quarterback, got to learn. Need to get rid of the football.
Because when you don't get rid of the ball, they accumulate more sacks. But you're exactly right. Internal clock has to go off. Either get rid of it or start to take off and go.
On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. And the Giants ready to come out now.
Ready? 8, read. Get the ball. Bang, bang.
They begin with a run by Barkley. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. This size, this intensity.
Ready, ready. 15, line it. 15 line. Rock it. Go.
They'll go to Barkley again. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
We play to win.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10.
What we got? Snap.
Saquon Barkley running right. And some room to maneuver. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Rosas good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right, rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back to throw. Lawrence. This one caught by Davis. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Got a man. It's Brown. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
60 Pittsburgh.
Second and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
On the ball. On the ball.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football.